You know, people really romanticize the idea of building your own app. They imagine coffee shops, clean desks, inspiration at 2 a.m. like it's some magical creative process. But the truth, it's nothing like that. Today, I want to talk about what actually happens behind the scenes when you decide to build your own app, especially when you're doing it alongside a full-time developer job. No filters, no fairy tale success stories, just the reality. Because if you're planning to start a project, you need to know what you're walking into. Let's start with the very first thing that hits you. When you finish your job for the day, your mind is already half dead. You want to relax, eat, maybe touch some grass occasionally, and suddenly you remember, alright, I'm also building an app. You try to sit down and work, but the truth is simple. Your brain has one battery, not two. Once it's drained, it's done. And because the evenings are already gone, the only real time left becomes your weekends, which means weekends stop feeling like weekends. And when weekends become workdays too, burnout starts knocking. Now, burnout wouldn't be so bad if you were doing just one job, but you're not. When you decide to build an app yourself, you stop being just a developer. You suddenly become the designer, the product manager, the marketing team, the QA guy, the community moderator, the customer support, the accountant, and list goes on. And yes, AI helps, but AI doesn't remove responsibilities, it accelerates them. You still need to think, plan, verify, fix, and constantly switching between all these roles destroys your focus more than you expect, and that leads directly to the next step you take. In the beginning, you're excited, you're energized, you have the idea, the vision, the motivation. Then a few weeks pass, you've been juggling work, design, bugs, deadlines, learning curves, and one morning you wake up and realize you absolutely feel nothing. Not excitement, not passion, just tired. This is the moment most beginners quit because they think something is wrong with them. But it's not you, it's the workload. And what happens when motivation dies? Your mind starts drifting. When your project takes longer than expected, and trust me, it always does, your brain starts whispering all kinds of nonsense. Maybe nobody will use this. Maybe this idea sucks. Maybe I'm wasting my time. Maybe this whole thing was a mistake. Those thoughts don't come on day one. They come when you're months deep with nothing to show publicly. And once doubt enters the picture, something even worse happens. Your tired brain starts convincing you that switching to a new idea might be the solution. This new idea is better. This one will work faster. This one is easier. It's a lie, but feels true in the moment. So you drop your current project and start a new one. Then you drop that one and start another. And after a few months, you have 3 to 4 half-finished projects and nothing shipped. Because the brain loves novelty more than it loves progress. And that leads to the next reality check. Even if you have a small team or a co-founder, you'll notice something very quickly. Not everyone has the same urgency as you. People get busy, lose interest, disappear, forget deadlines, or simply don't care as much. You end up carrying the entire project on your back even if you're supposedly not alone. This slows the progress even more, and the slower the progress, the worse the mental battle gets, which brings us to another psychological enemy. While you're struggling to fix your project's login screen, you open YouTube or X, former Twitter, and see indie developer made $20,000 in 2 weeks. My MVP hit 1,000 real users overnight. How I built an app in 30 days and quit my job. You compare it to your behind-the-scenes pain, and naturally you feel disappointment. But that disappointment leads to a deeper fear. The truth is, you can spend months building something and still have no clue whether anybody actually wants it. This uncertainty is draining. It makes you doubt yourself, the whole project. And while dealing with all of that, you hit another wall. Most people don't talk about this part, but building even a simple app isn't free. Apple developer account, Google Play Console, domain, hosting, ads, tools, third-party APIs, and maybe even a designer. You pay before you earn. And if you're young or starting out, this feels heavy. And finally, no matter how many people support you, no matter how many friends say, bro, this idea is amazing, at the end of the day, you sit alone with your laptop or your PC, your doubts, your bugs, your deadlines, your responsibilities, your ambitions, your fears. And that loneliness hits harder than expected. Now that we have talked about how brutal the process can get, let's talk about how to actually survive it. And more importantly, how to actually finish your app. Because yes, it's difficult, but no, it's not impossible. You just need a strategy that matches reality. Let's start with the foundation. One reason people burn out is because they try to build everything at once. Forget that. Your MVP should be as small as possible, one core problem and one core solution, nothing more. If your first version takes more than 4 to 8 weeks, you are overbuilding. Keep it small so you can actually finish, launch, and get feedback. And speaking of feedback, if months pass and nobody has seen your work, your passion dies. So show progress early, even if it's ugly, even if it's not ready. Early users give you direction, motivation, and a reason to continue. Their feedback makes the project feel alive, and that kills the doubt. Which brings us to the next point. Most people talk about time management. Forget that. If your brain is exhausted, time doesn't matter. Focus on doing deep work in short hours, limiting distractions, reducing context switching, reserving 1 day per week for rest, and keeping your dopamine under control. The more stable your mind is, the more consistent your output will be. And consistency makes everything easier. AI is not a gimmick. If used properly, it basically gives 1% the strength of a small team. Let AI handle writing docs, structuring features, drafting UI, generating test cases, cleaning messy code, summarizing tasks, brainstorming marketing ideas, creating content outlines. This frees your brain for the real work, decision making, and that directly helps with the next problem. Idea hopping destroys your progress. So set a personal rule. No matter what new idea appears in your head, you stick to one idea for 90 days. If after 90 days you want to pivot, then pivot. But keep your focus locked until then. It's the only way to break the shiny object loop. Most team projects fail because nobody is fully committed. Instead of collecting 5 semi-dedicated people, find one person who matches your work ethic, mindset, and urgency. One strong co-founder outperforms a group of unreliable contributors. But if you don't have one yet, that's fine, just avoid depending on weak links. Many people spend too early on tools they don't need. At the beginning, host on free tiers, avoid fancy tools, skip paid ads, don't over-engineer infrastructure, don't subscribe to 10 SaaS products. Spend only on what directly reduces development time or increases quality. Everything else can wait. And once you keep costs minimal, you unlock the next advantage. You don't need thousands of real users. You need 10 real people who actually use your app and give feedback. These 10 people will tell you what to fix, what to add, and what to remove. Feedback from 10 real users is more valuable than likes from 1,000 strangers, and small traction leads us to the next opportunity. Don't chase investors when you have nothing built. Instead, build the MVP, get a few real users, gather some analytics, show real usage, then go for small angels, micro VCs, startup programs, co-founders with capital, or grants. Investors fund traction, not dreams. There will be days you hate coding, days you doubt the entire project, days you think about scrapping everything. These days are normal. They don't mean you're failing, they mean you're building something real. Success in app development is not about speed, it's about endurance. And that's the full picture. Building your own app is hard, but if you understand the reality, protect your energy, control your focus, and follow a realistic strategy, you can finish your app and make something you're truly proud of. If you want to support Astrodevs, you can buy us a coffee. Every supporter gets their name inside our upcoming app. And also make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that notification bell so you stay updated on our future upcoming videos. You can also follow us on our every social media platforms, Instagram, Telegram, X, and other. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video, guys.